Well, my name is Ramadan Salhija from Crosslink, and I will start with a video.
Every day around the world, millions of shipping containers are in motion, an incredible achievement of logistics, coordination, and communication. But legacy data systems and manual document handling cause friction that costs both time and money for businesses and people throughout the supply chain. TradeLens is a digital shipping platform powered by blockchain that enables unprecedented transparency, collaboration, and efficiency in global supply chains. TradeLens provides control and management of shipping data and supplies innovative apps to every stakeholder in the supply chain: shippers, freight forwarders, intermodal operators, ocean carriers, ports, terminals, authorities, financial service providers, and more. To illustrate some of the ways TradeLens enables collaboration and reduces friction, let's follow a shipment of laptop computers from inland China to their final destination along the west coast of the United States. Using the document sharing capabilities of TradeLens, the shipper can submit shipping instructions to the carrier, who accesses the information to draft a bill of lading for the shipper's review. Once a final bill of lading is verified by the shipper and carrier, TradeLens makes it accessible to the customs broker, the authorities in the port of entry, and the cargo owner at the destination. All along the supply chain, access to shipping data and information is managed by TradeLens' sophisticated permissioning model that controls who can add, view, and update information at each stage of a shipment, and provides a blockchain encrypted audit trail of all critical actions. The benefits of TradeLens really deliver when the planned turns into the unplanned. Due to a sudden shift in inventory demand, the shipper requests the cargo be diverted to its distribution center in eastern US near Savannah, Georgia. Following the request, the shipment is rebooked on another vessel, requiring a change to the manifest and a reissued bill of lading. Using TradeLens, the carrier can create and publish the amended bill of lading to the platform for all permission parties to see. At the customs broker, the new information is updated into the shipment's import declaration for timely submission to US Customs. With TradeLens, any permission party can find the shipment through a range of search parameters, such as equipment number, bill of lading number, booking number, and more. Viewing the transport plan, they can see the key milestones on the shipment's timeline. TradeLens supports more than 120 planned, estimated, and actual events, all tracked instantaneously, giving detailed insights up and down the supply chain. In the case of this shipment, supply chain partners downstream are notified of the vessel change and are able to coordinate and manage the impact of the destination and timeline changes. Global trade is an incredibly complex system, but with TradeLens and blockchain technology, we now have a trusted solution to support industry-wide innovation. TradeLens, trade made easy.
Well, about Crosslink. Crosslink is an East African company, as shown in the screen, and our main mission is to provide digital solutions by using these future technologies to solve different challenges. And so why TradeLens? In 2018, after World Trade Organization conducted a survey, they say there's a lot of challenges in a trade, which hinder trade globally. So after this report, it was IBM and Maersk who sat and they come up with a solution which they called it TradeLens. In short, it's a platform where all the shipping and logistics collaborators and the stakeholders share information under one platform. This is mainly to simplify the sharing of data and informations. In general, there is a lot of transactions going on in the trade globally. But as you can see, 80% of all the cargo of goods that are transported in the world are being shipped by ocean, and most of the business cargoes or consumer cargo are being carried by containers. So trade lanes is only mainly dealing with containerized cargoes and not other types of cargoes that are being carried by ships. So there's a lot of challenges that are facing Tanzania currently. Just to some of them, the first one will be high ship waiting times, because we all see once you pass around Oyster Bay or Aga Khan, you see a lot of ships outside there. Those are all the ships that are waiting just to berth at the port for offloading and loading of cargoes. But sometimes this is mainly being caused by the low turnout and slowness of operations at the port. And low shipping around time, this is mainly because when the ship is at the port, it takes much longer to load and then offload the cargoes due to the system, sometimes due to the well pre-planned, as normally the data came late. And the other one is increased cargo dwell time. It takes much time as well once the cargo is offloaded at the port, just to be cleared out of the port and reach the final consumers. This is also being caused by the frictions for availability of data. Sometimes there's a lot of frictions by the customs during the verifications and other operational processes. Inefficiency-based operations, this is mainly at the port, use some of equipment here. Sometimes it depends with the arrangement of the cargo, which one should go first and which one should go later. As we also said, that the long cargo inspections, because there is no trust on the information that are being shared by the shippers or importers of those cargoes or consignee. So it sometimes creates a lot of unnecessary times for them to be cleared by the TRIA. Inefficient gate operations, and this is once all the other procedures have been cleared, so the final verifications as well is still being to rely in manual processing, which also makes the operations to slow down. And last but one is in terms of submissions. Most of the documents are also being submitted at the port or at the respective office that needed the document to be there, but normally they're not submitted timely, because they need sometimes someone physically just to go there and lodge them from one office to another. And the last is an inaccurate submission, where that because we are taking data from one system to another systems, and human error can just interfere there. One mistake, or maybe an error, or a nukta, or a full stop, or a comma, it can mislead or change the whole informations, and people will need just to do the verification of those data. In globally, we have many challenges. Like most of the data are in silos, and there's also a lot of manual timing, because we are still doing paper work and not paperless. And clearance takes a long time as to fraud. We all know this. For someone who has been done imported any cargoes at the port, this is something that is very normal. And sometimes high costs in pure customer services. It is estimated that about 20 to 30% of the cost of importing cargoes is only relied on documentations. There's a lot of paper, a lot of movement that result in increasing cost for. So trade lanes is only coming to connect the ecosystem, because right now, every stakeholders or partners in the ecosystem of supply chain or logistics is having his own system that is using. So sometimes it's not quite easy to connect the dot from one partners or ecosystem practitioners to another. For instance, TRI is having their own systems. Maybe shipping company is using their own different systems. Port is using different systems from all those two. and maybe we have transporters and someone else who is also living. So connecting all this system from one to another is creating a lot of challenges. So with TradeLens, it fosters collaboration and trust, because all these people will be sharing this data and information under one platform. And the last thing, this thing is spy innovation, because the platforms will allow anyone to come up with a solution, to build a solution on top of it, since it allows an API to work from the platform. So in Tanzania, we can have a paperless pre-arrival processes. This is because of our paperless cargo processing mechanism, whereby what is happening at the moment is, once the ship is arrived, a shipping line agent is supposed to submit the manifest to customs agent. So what we normally do, because I worked in a shipping company back in 2012 to 2014, so we normally print out the whole manifest, and we find that one ship comes with 800 containers. So the manifest is around 600 pages. So you print all 600 pages, you pack it like 3 or 4 copies, one copy to TRA, TPA, and whoever is supposed to receive those copies. So you can see in a week, we are having like 4 to 5 ships. That is one company. There are other 4 or 5 other companies. So in a week, you may find that there are about 20 ships containers that are coming into the port. So if one of them has a 600 pages manifest, you multiply by 20 or 10, for examples. So if someone is trying to locate the container or the data from those documents, you can see how hard it is to trace that information. But with TradeLens, all the ecosystem is connected. And this connection is not just only in Tanzania, but from where the document or the information is originated. I mean, from the port of loading to the last port of all. So another key feature is access to near real-time trusted information, because once the information is fed in the platform, every part that is involved will get notified, and you can access that information at the same time. And the last one is traceability mechanism. My colleague was just here at the first moment we were speaking about traceability. You can trace it simply. And from what I've read on the internet, the simplest definition that I know of blockchain, it says that is a system that collects data and you distribute. So any attempt of changing the data, it doesn't delete the original data. The original data always stays there. So it's only create a duplicate. So in a simpler, this is how the ecosystems look like. We have a beneficial cargo owner, we have third-party logistics, we have a carriage with customs authorities, we have port and terminals, we have carriers. This is where from the cargo originated to where the cargo is ending. And on the middle, these are just some of the moves that are being recorded during the whole shipment from where it is originated to where it's going to the end. So when the system training is being adapted in Tanzania, this is the value that we can have. An advanced container security, it can help government to increase revenue, because at the moment, this is not in only in Tanzania, but all over the world. There's a lot of fraud, a lot of people that are doing under declarations. So we know, for those who are doing businesses, we know this. So once you are dealing with TradeLens, that is not possible, because all the information are readily available from the platform, from where the document are originated. Because right at the moment, TRI rely only for document from the shipper or from the consignee. So the consignee can only temper the document and submit it to TRI. But once using the TradeLens, there's no possibility of doing that. Also, it can increase the customer experience, efficiency in pre-arrival processes, because all the manifest and document of the shipping will be readily available once the port leaves the final port of loading. So once the data updated as the final port of loading, the last port of call can receive the final manifest way before the ships dock at the port. So also it can improve Tanzania logistics performance indicator. At the moment, out of 190 countries, Tanzania rank number 141 position. So you can see we are lagging far behind. So it also can improve ease of doing business ranking. So ease of doing business is only rely on the sharing of information. Once the information is not shared readily, it means that there's a lot of delays, which cause a lot of demurrage and intention charges, which in return raise cost of doing business in Tanzania. And at the end, some other people may tend to use different portals, which is close to us. The other importance that we can leverage from this platform is our port and customs beyond national border. You can send the reach, because we're not only dealing with our port only with Tanzania, but we can collaborate with other ports from different parts of the world using the platform. Deepening the regional cooperations, and then overall, once all this are being achieved, the overall trading and promotion facilitation will just happen in our countries. So in summary, these are just a benefit for the port and terminal operators. So there is no, for instance, in the first is the cost of development and support of point-to-point EDI integration with shipping lines and the port community. There will be no cost for that, because the use of trade lanes doesn't have need services day to day, unlike the use of EDI. EDI is electronic data interchange, but with trade lanes under the blockchain, it's quite a different case. So the second one is inaccurate ETA and DTDs of vessels in the model led to poor planning and use of ports and terminals. So there's been a lot of inaccurate, especially time of arrival and time of departures. But by using this platform, it's easier to predict the near real time for this arrival and departure of the vessels. And also fluctuating equipment flows make it difficult for yard density management. With this, once the port got the information readily or at the earliest, that means it's going to be easier for them to plan the cargo on the bay accordingly, compared to right now, once the information is just reached before, short time before the vessels dock at the port. So there are a lot of numbers. I cannot point one on one, but whoever needs this presentation, I can just share it. You can just share me the email and I'll share it to you. So to authorities, unnecessary delays and intervention or false positive due to late missing information, there'll be less misappropriate or misinformation from document lodged. Cost paper intensive work, that will be removed because it can go to paperless operations. Fraud and forgery are major issues. So with this fraud and forgery, they cannot take part, because as we have already know, we all know that once the document is posted in a blockchain, it cannot be changed or deleted. Once you try to amend it, it can only create a duplicate and not remove the original. So everyone can just know what was the original document that was shared before the new one comes. So in general, the trade lane so far is covered across 6 continents. 72 ports and terminals are directly integrated with trade lanes. Since it started, they have been trying to go to every country and port just for it to be adapted. So currently, as you have seen, the red or orange dotted, these are the ports that are already directly using trade lanes. And the one with green, these are just terminals that which are contributing data. For instance, in Tanzania, we are currently contributing data because we're not officially using this. These are among the carriers that have already accepted the platform and onboarded, and they are going to just adapt it and use as their own internal system. So all of them are going to just remove their currently or their systems that are being used, and they're going to start using TradeLens as their internal systems. So this is about the technologies of the platform. So I'm not going to repeat because the partner of Irene has well clearly explained about the blockchain. So whatever I'm going to say here is going to be a repetition of what has been said already. But there are a few things that maybe I can just say, because one of the things that are very important is tamper-proof recording and non-repudiation of all data submitted to the solutions. As I've already said about this, verifiability, you can just go back and verify the capabilities, even once the platform or the system is maybe somehow shut down, you can always go back and recover all the documents as it was from the very previous. These are almost technical terms, and I believe all of them has been well stipulated. So I'll just end up here, and thank you very much.